Alright guys, it's me, Slimmy V. Today I actually wanted to talk about AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Alright, she came out with this dress in this I don't know, in this gala, whatever. Um, Met, right? It says tax the rich. Whoopi Goldberg had an issue with that. And I'm kind of happy she had an issue with that because me and that crew don't really agree much. But hearing what Whoopi had to say and the fact that she was thinking about this whole tax the rich statement made me feel a little better, right? Let's go into what Whoopi had to say, and I'll give you my 2 cents and my analysis on this issue. Please like the video, share this video, and subscribe to the channel. Now, without further ado, let me just shut up and let Whoopi say her piece, or the girls of Whoopi Goldberg. All right, let's go.
Among the attendees also was Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who caused a bit of controversy for wearing a dress with the message, tax the rich. Some folks said it was inappropriate as a politician for her to even be there, but others said she's in the right place if she wants to get the wealthy on board with taxing the rich. So the question is, in your all's opinion, what did you think?
I didn't mind it. I don't mind it. I mean, she goes into a situation where people are rich, and she basically says, we're taxing you. I mean, that takes courage. It takes balls to do that. It's like if I went into the Republican National Convention and said, Trump lost. It's a similar idea. It's not.
Well, you may not come out alive in that
It's
situation.
not the popular position, and she did it, and I like her. I think that she takes risks. I think she goes out there and does things against the grain, and she stirs people up so that they get mad at her. What did they call her the other day? Young lady Manchin called it. Well, I don't talk to the young lady. She's a congresswoman, and she's very smart.
Yes.
My question is, though, is she doing that? Because, like, I think it's the height of efficiency if she comes in with invoices for everybody there. Because there's like 3.5 trillion to get to here, and a lot of it's in that room. And there's also a nifty way to show who had the money and who didn't, because those folks who were rich didn't have masks and everyone else did, which I thought was interesting.
Which people didn't have masks? They're all rich.
All the
so
assistants and all the security all wore masks.
But you know what freaked me out about this? I've been trying to figure out, because they say the 1%, the top one. Do you know how much the top 1% is considered? People who make about $421,000 a year make you part of the 1%.
Yeah, this is the 0.00001%.
It is, and for me, this is outrageous, because there are, listen, in America, you're supposed to be able to come and turn yourself into everything.
I think that what gets people ticked off is the fact that Bezos and that level do not pay taxes.
Well, that's
that is the outrage, and what
they should get on board to fix the code then, because the
Well,
problem is
that
it's legal right now, and then we let it happen over and over without any of these people saying, let me show you my cheat sheet of how I sidestep the whole system. Thank you.
Just know that if you're earning over $523,000, this could be a problem. And they don't know how much you do for your family. They don't know if you're raising your grandkids or anything. I'm just saying it. I know we got a second, but I know it's tight, but this is real. The problem for me with all of this is people don't know what you're putting in. If you're making $500,000, if you're raising grandkids or taking care of parents and all kind of stuff, and then you want to take more money, and then you're mad that I'm.
All right, let me stop it right there. Let me go back and say, okay, let me just put her back on the screen. Tax the rich. The left have this ideology that anyone that's rich somehow sideswipe the system, or they're evil, or they somehow stole from the poor, to become wealthy. That's not always the case. Majority of the time, people who are very wealthy and in that 1% bracket actually work hard. And what they don't understand about the rich is the amount of time they put into their craft, the amount of money they put into it, the amount of losses that they had to endure. The risk factor is so high when you're that rich. That is some of the reasons why they're not taxed the way AOC wants them to get taxed. Another reason why they don't get taxed as much is because they're job creators. They create jobs. I remember once when they was looking, they was like saying, "Oh, Trump, you don't pay taxes. How is that possible?" And he's like, "Because I'm smart." There are loopholes. Look at what's the guy, the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad. He talks about those tax loopholes when you open up a corporation and how you can stay away from paying these lucrative amount of taxes. The thing is, don't criticize the rich for not paying taxes. Ask them, how do you do that? And you might learn a thing or two. Now, when Whoopi Goldberg got heated, she was rightfully in her place. Like, she had reason to be pissed because they don't know how much money you put into it, how much effort you put into it. You don't know how much time you went bankrupt trying to get to where you at. You don't know how many people you're actually caring for, whether it pertains to extended family, grandchildren, great grandchildren, parents. You don't know. Rich people are amongst one of the biggest givers, because they give to charity. They do. So, and to see the bracket at which they are telling you this is who they want to tax, around the $400,000 bracket, I mean, that's nothing compared to like a Jeff Bezos or a Donald Trump. That's nothing compared to these dudes. These dudes are like filthy, filthy rich. And to make the matters fair, they do give a lot. They do. Sometimes giving a lot kind of offsets you paying taxes. Look, I'm not an expert. I am not giving any type of advice. These are things that I've read from like Rich Dad Poor Dad. So many of these books, they give you tips, and if you don't read, you don't know. And when you're talking about tax the rich, you are showing your hand that you don't know what you're talking about. So and I mean, look, she's in Congress. I gotta say, look, she has a level of intelligence enough to be in Congress, enough to push people's buttons, enough to be talked about. So she's doing what she came there to do, right? So I give her credit for that, but I disagree vehemently with the fact that you have to keep taxing the rich or the bracket is at 400 something thousand. That's, come on, like, you gotta have at least some level of competency when knowing the rules about money. And I don't know whether she does, because she's making money. She's a capitalist. So I don't know about that whole tax the rich. Do you agree with me? Tax the rich to what level? What percentage? Like, like how much more? Because like when you say tax the rich and this is the bracket you come up to, that's part of the middle class. Because the middle class are actually the people paying for the lower class. Meanwhile, the rich are the ones that's creating the jobs that the lower class don't want. So the rich creates jobs, the middle class works, and the lower to really lower class, they just stay home and accept food stamps. If that sounds mean, it is what it is, right? It could be in a project. And if y'all gonna put a color on this, that's you guys. I'm just talking about lower class. I don't care what color you are. You're mooching off the hard working middle class people. Anyway, I'm not gonna talk about this. I could actually keep going and and give my 2 cents about it. Again, I'm not an expert, and I'm not rich, but I someday want to be rich, but I do not want to be taxed because I know how hard it took to get there. All right, that's enough. Please like, subscribe, share this video. If you're not offended, you probably wasn't watching or listening. I'm Slimmy V, and this is the most offensive podcast ever. God bless, stress less, and let Yahweh do the rest. I'm out. Peace.